Hello, my lovely goddesses. How are you all today? We are live for Motivation Monday. Hope you're feeling motivated. Maybe you're not. Maybe that's why I'm here. Today we're going to talk about how you can add kettlebells and kettlebell training into your existing, training or workout schedule. How you can just add additional workouts in. And I'm going to teach you a little bit today about why we do what we do with kettlebell training, and understanding that if you learn a little bit more about things like movement patterns and workout formats, then you'll never kind of feel like you're stuck with celebrity exercise plans and fad trends and stuff if you actually learn the science behind it. So as people are coming in and joining live, thank you so very much. I'd love to know where in the world you're coming from. Do comment below. I'd love to give you a shout out. And I will introduce myself to you because maybe you have never watched me before. And if so, where have you been? My name is Lisa Borrowise and I consider myself a wellness alchemist. That means I'm the kick-ass catalyst in the transformation of women around the world. Strong of mind, body and character, and I'm the creator of Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training and the Warrior Goddess Body Shape Change online programs. Everything that we do right now is 100% online. Having trained women face to face and with our own studio over the last 6 years, we have taken everything that we do online so that you can continue to learn the power and excitement of kettlebell training from the safety and comfort of your home. So we offer a lot of home-based workouts because right now the gym might not be an option for you, and maybe you're doing some workouts from home. Maybe you're doing yoga, maybe you're doing other things, and you might want to figure out how you can fit kettlebells into that scenario, and that's what I want to talk to you today about, okay? So 5 ways that you can mix it into your training. But firstly, I want to talk about rather than just learning workouts, or rather than just learning exercises, or rather than just downloading stuff off the internet, and we do that, and it's not saying that that is bad, but what I'm saying is if you have a specific goal, i.e. you're working towards body shape change or fat loss or getting stronger or mobility, or you're trying to rehab from an injury that you have, etc., then you need to have a step-by-step system, which is a training plan to get you there. However, when we first start out, it might be important for us just to get it done and get those workouts done, and I completely understand that. But I think it's important for you to understand why you're doing the workout in the way that you are, and teach you the exercise science behind it, right? So principles that you need to better understand why you're doing what you're doing and how to perform a certain exercise or workout, okay? So we're going to talk here a little bit about movement patterns. We're going to talk about workout formats. We're going to talk about regressions and progressions. We're going to talk about the difference between sets and reps and load and tempo, okay? So when you're understanding those kind of little bits of elements, then you kind of free yourself from, relying too much on equipment or going to the gym or, celebrity workouts or other fad equipment, right? You literally know the basics of what you need to know, all right? So the key thing about movement patterns and workout formats is that there is a reason why they're there. We talk about here eating the right thing at the right time for the right reason, but this is also doing the right workout at the right time for the right reason as part of an overall training plan. So when you understand movement patterns, you can understand what muscle that's working to help you to achieve that goal. When you think about different workout formats, things like, we call it AMRAP, which is as many rounds as possible, EMOM, every minute on the minute, sets and reps, hypertrophy training, strength training. Then you've got interval training. Then you've got traditional kettlebell training, which is like 10-minute swings, 10-minute snatches, which can be more on what we call the kettlebell sport or kettlebell competition side of things. So there's lots of different ways for you to do a workout, but you need to know what the purpose of the workout is. So a lot of the time, and I think people are almost sick of hearing it, when I train with my friends, I'm like, well, what workout are we going to do today if we're doing it together? And she's like, oh, sure, we'll just do something that's fun. And I'm like, well, what's the point in that? Because I want to know why I'm doing what I'm doing. If it's just for fun, that's fine. And understand that you're doing a workout for fun. But then don't be disappointed if you have the expectation that that workout was to build strength and muscle, right? Or that that workout was to help you to burn fat and burn calories. Okay, so it's a different purpose. So movement patterns, workout formats, regressions and progressions. Regressions and progressions are, if you're finding something difficult, how do you pull back? You know, if you have an injury and you can't do something, then you need to regress. If you're also not able to do something without, like, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. If you can't do a kettlebell clean without banging the side of your arm or banging your wrist, then you need to pull back and regress the movement, and perhaps school was the word that we use, school lesser movements like a one-arm swing, for example, or one-handed swing, for example, to get you ready to then do a clean more successfully, okay? So you're going to be pulling things back, drilling those other elements before you can step forward. It's the same with the Turkish Get Up. If you can't do a full Turkish Get Up with, say, an 8 kilo, then what you would be practicing is either a full Turkish Get Up with a 4 kilo or a 6 kilo, or you could do half Turkish Get Ups where you're practicing certain things. You can work on the bow and arrow element, which is a certain part with our hokey cokey leg, as we call it, the bow and arrow and leg sweep movement in the Turkish Get Up, and just drill those elements before you practice a full one. So that would also be regressions. But progressions are also adding an extra weight, for example. So you'd be adding an extra weight. So you could do it successfully, you know, swing a kettlebell with an 8 kilo, right? Well, can you swing it with a 10 kilo? Can you do a one-arm swing with a 10 kilo? Can you do a swing stop with a 10 kilo? Can you do a swing squat, which is a more complicated move? Does that make sense? So it's understanding what the progression is and the regression, and then understanding this difference between reps and sets. Why do we do 15? Why do we do 12? Why do we do 5? And also the amount of load based on the amount of sets and reps. Why do we only do 5 if we're doing it really heavy? Or why do we do 15 if we're doing it lighter, right? And then the tempo. High intensity interval training has a purpose, but you're not doing high intensity interval training with, you know, very heavy bells, because that doesn't work either, right? So I'm going to give you 5 ways now that you can mix kettlebells into your existing training routine if you're doing yoga at home, or you're maybe following some videos at home, or you can't get to the gym right now, or you can get to the gym, but you're kind of wanting to, you know, shake things up a bit, right? Does that sound good? All right, let's dive in. So the first one is, the easy one is, you can just replace certain exercises, okay, that you currently already do. If you're using dumbbells or barbells in your movements, or gym machines, adding kettlebells into the mix does change things up a bit, specifically for presses, specifically for things like that when you can hold it and use the handle for it. But presses, I'm thinking lunges movements, and I'm thinking obviously the swing is a big one. But for the difference between using a kettlebell versus using a dumbbell, will give you additional stability. Our offset center of gravity, if you hold a kettlebell, the ball sits here. That's called offset center of gravity. So a dumbbell, the gravity is in your wrist, whereas when the weight is further down, that additional offset center of gravity will help your stabilization muscles work, specifically through your shoulders, specifically through your core stability, and that's why you would maybe want to replace it. So if you're already doing shoulder presses with dumbbells, chest presses with dumbbells or barbells, if you add in doing it with a kettlebell, that will really help and build strength and stability through that. Also, I prefer, for example, I love doing a barbell chest press for some strength-based test, but it's not the best way to build chest muscle. You're better to use an actual machine if you're trying to build muscle mass for bodybuilding style workouts. However, if you are wanting to build additional strength or build additional power, and power is the ability to do something at a certain weight but with a shorter amount of time, like a burst of speed, a burst of strength, then using kettlebells will get you there faster. So for me, when I'm doing shoulder based stuff, yes, I might use a shoulder press machine, or I might use dumbbells seated. But when I do kettlebell snatches or I do kettlebell military presses, I know that I'm using and recruiting more muscles for the stabilization through my shoulders and through my core, that I'm actually getting more of a workout in terms of strength, in terms of stabilization. In my experience, that's what the reason why when you start doing kettlebell training, you're less likely to injure yourself, because you're using all of the muscles. You're using all of the global muscle, the big muscle, but all the wee stabilizers as well. And that's why we love kettlebell training. So if you already are doing it with a barbell or a dumbbell, you can just do similar movement patterns, but use the kettlebell specifically for the press. And also I like them, you know, for lunges, because you've got handles, and walking lunges work really well. And then obviously we're going to talk about the kettlebell swing a little bit later too, but that's really cool. Okay, the other one, what you can do with kettlebells, I find that you don't necessarily do so much with dumbbells or barbells, is single leg and single arm movements, yeah? So, you know, overhead pressing with one arm, with one bell, and then adding a squat in there is a much more kind of demanding movement, overhead squat press. You can check out what these all look like if you go over to my blog post. I'll put some blog posts in underneath here so you can actually see what I'm talking about. But that sort of a movement is a more advanced movement. So you're actually kind of challenging yourself to add in some more interesting pressing movements, but also single leg exercise. Single leg deadlifts are so good for your mobility, so good for building strength through your ankles and your knees. It's a really cool one as well. All right, so the other one is specific warm-ups. Number 2 is specific warm-ups and activation drills, okay? If you are wanting to work your glutes, ladies, okay? That's your butt cheeks. I always do that when I talk about butt cheeks, which is a little bit weird. Butt cheeks, right? If you're looking specifically to work your posterior chain, which is everything from your ankles to the back of your head, mostly working your hamstrings, your glutes, etc., and your gastrocnemius, which are your calf muscles, you will not get a better exercise in the kettlebell swing for that. So it's actually a really good movement to use as a warm-up, even if you're not going to use kettlebells, anything else. And also it's a good way to start activating if you're about to then go do a big barbell squat, for example, okay? So kettlebell swings will get your body in and get your bum working, and also help you with regards to the very good hinge movement. I also personally love using stiff leg kettlebell remaining deadlifts, which is a traditional deadlift with the kettlebell, because it's possible to do it, you know, more stiff leg. You're not doing it super heavy, but it's really working your hamstrings, which are great. But also, if you have lower back issues or anything like that, you don't have that with the you know, either a kettlebell good morning, a kettlebell deadlift, and also with your swing. So it can be a really good activation exercise and a warm-up exercise. Also things like slingshots and halos are fantastic warm-up exercises, which are getting your whole body ready for workouts. If you want to know more about slingshots and halos, you can go to our complete guide to kettlebell training, and we've got demos in there over on the blog. And then Turkish Get Up. Turkish Get Up in itself is a warm-up, right? I know some of you look at that Turkish Get Up and you go, I ain't even going near that. Ain't going near it. But again, we have a step-by-step guide on our blog. Like, we're helping you out here, ladies. Like, we have everything that you could possibly need to get started with your kettlebell journey. But I understand that sometimes it's a little bit like the fear of injury, or, oh my goodness, there's a weight above my head, or any of these sorts of things. So maybe just adding some of these movements into your warm-up or activation drills at the beginning. We also have, as part of our repertoire, a full head-to-toe mobility warm-up, head-to-toe warm-up and a mobility warm-up that you can do that don't have any kettlebells in, that can get you ready for your workout as well. A really other good one, number 3, is finishers and conditioning, right? And my ladies who are on, I think there's some of you on here, if you are, do say hello, is finishers, right? AMRAP finishers. Like, what? An AMRAP AMRAP training protocol is as many rounds as possible. So you set a timer for, normally ours are about 6 or 8 minutes, which is perfectly enough. And you have a certain amount of workout you need to get through. So it's like 10 swings and 5 halos and 10 push-ups and maybe a bear crawl or a yoga burpee or a kick-ass burpee or something like that we put into our finishers. And this is done at the end of a workout to basically, how would you describe it? It's basically to seriously challenge you cardiovascularly, yeah, and anaerobically. So it's really to help you to build your fitness levels. It's fitness conditioning. That's what it means. So the idea is that it's, you know, you've done your heavy lifts maybe in an EMOM, but the AMRAP is to keep your fitness up. I have to say that since I have not been doing as much AMRAP at the moment, I really haven't done any AMRAP because I just generally do either a little bit of HIIT, or I do yoga at the moment, or I do heavy lifts. But my fitness levels are going down because I haven't been doing these finishers and conditioning that I'm used to. So I can really notice the difference when I don't add them in to my workouts. So it's a great way because you can use the ballistic exercises. So that's what kettlebell training does. It's a very ballistic, as in pew, pew, ballistic meaning shooting something from a gun, pretty much, or that power-driven moves. And you can add, you know, swings and other presses and other really fast, fun movements to the end of your workout. We have hundreds of free AMRAP finishers for you. If you go onto this page here and scroll down, we list our workouts on a very regular basis. We show you some demo videos of where you can add these finishers in. There's loads of free workouts that you can download and just do follow along if you want to, but there's a way that you can just add a little finisher to your existing workout. That could be even if you're doing a yoga workout. You could just add a little finisher on the end of it. 6 to 8 minutes, that's it, right? You can even start with 4 minutes and that would be enough. So it is also another way for you to improve your cardio, but also burn some more fat as well. It's an amazing way to do that. All right. Another one might be 2 days a week, right? 2 days a week. So if you already have, like, you know, a regular schedule of like martial arts or running or sports, and you've only got enough time to add in 2 days a week to do kettlebell training, what would you do? Well, this will completely depend on your goals. As I always say, I need to know what it is that you're working towards. If you're working to body shape change, it's different to if you're working to strength. If you're working to, if you do have a hobby like rowing, or you're playing rugby, or tennis, or I'm trying to think of anything that people do, basketball. Most of the ladies are things like kayaking or any of those sorts of sports, and you want to use kettlebell training, which a lot of martial artists, fighters, other sports people use kettlebell training to get their body conditioned, ready to be better in an athletic pursuit. You just need to know what your goals are, and then a good start would be to perform one of each exercises in our movement patterns: a push, a pull, a hip hinge, a knee bend, and a core workout. That's it. When we create our training, that's how I put a training plan together. What is using a push? What is using a pull? What is using a hip hinge? What is using a knee bend and core? So, you know, a push is a push-up, a kettlebell swing is a hip hinge and a push as well. What else is a push? You know, any sort of pressing is a push, so any sort of clean push press, etc. A pull would be any sort of row based movement, back movements, etc. High pulls, that sort of thing. High pulls up here is the sort of thing. Hip hinges or deadlifts, good morning, swings, etc. Knee bend or squats, any variation thereof. And core, well, we do hundreds of different things to work our core, in addition to swings and deadlifts, which all work the core as well. Okay, so you want to kind of making sure you're hitting those sorts of things if you're only getting 2 workouts in a week. So daily, number 5, final one, daily short circuits. This is my favorite, right? So if you've never done any sort of kettlebell training and you're like, I don't even know where to start, or it scares me to start, or where do I even go, right? First of all, we have a complete beginner's guide to kettlebell training on our blog. Just go to warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com/blog. Hang out over there. We've got guides for Turkish Get Ups, cleans, swings, squats, complete guide kettlebell training, where to find your first kettlebell, how to buy one, where to get it from. Everything that you could possibly need to get started is over there, including free workouts. But we start with the 4-minute circuit, right? We love short circuit. So whether you're adding it as a finisher or conditioning at the end of a workout, or whether that's your workout for today, that's fine, okay? Starting with short workouts done on a daily basis will really actually improve your fitness levels and your coordination levels, and also just make you feel like a total badass, which is what we're all about here. So low volume workouts, 4 minutes, right? Just do 3 movements, 2 movements, you know, swings and push-ups. I know that's a horrible combo to put out there for you, but that could be it. No, our first one is normally swings, squats, and halos. Yeah, swing, squats, and halos. Do that for 4 minutes. You're doing 10 of one, 10 of one, 5 of one each direction. There you go. Do that for 4 minutes. And if you did that every day, you'll really notice your strength increase, your coordination increase. You'll notice changes within your body very quickly. And we can do 4 minutes, right? We can do it. 4 minutes is totally doable. So if you want to actually go over to the blog, we cover a 4-minute workout. You know, if you've got 4 minutes, this is what I would recommend that you do. And we cover that over there. Okay, so hopefully this gave you some idea and instruction of how you can add kettlebell training into what you already do, okay? So whether you are able to go to the gym and you're doing gym workouts and you're trying to fit those in, whether you're completely new to kettlebell training, whether you're not really doing much at all right now, but you think I can do 4 minutes, we've got something for you, yeah? So hopefully this was really helpful. My suggestion would be is if you're looking to add a little bit more in and you want to know how to do that, we've literally got you covered. I mean, seriously, couldn't give you any more help and support over in our blog with our free resources and articles and our free workouts. So go over to the warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com. You can go to the start here and you'll see free workouts and a free plan if that's what you want. Or you can go to the blog and you can get that access to the complete guide to beginners training, complete beginner's guide to kettlebell training. We have help with the swing, the squat, the Turkish Get Up, and the clean. We're adding a lot more in there as our part of our school series. And we've got you covered, right? To get started, all it needs is you to go and get it done. So I hope that was really helpful for you. If you want further instruction or help or advice and how we can help you, we've recently launched our Ultimate Home-Based Kettlebell Training Plan, which is a 12-week guided training plan taking you from complete beginner to badass in just 3 months. It's a 12-week plan. So it's only kettlebell training, assuming nothing, helping you whether you have injuries or worries about, you know, not being strong enough or not being fit enough. And we build you slowly but surely through this program. It covers everything from getting your kettlebell, how to hold your kettlebell, when to breathe, when to rest, when to do the warm-ups. Everything is covered with the virtual coach that you can access and do the workouts at any time that suits you, plus access to our Tribe Facebook group for support if you need any sort of questions and stuff answered. So if you want to find out more about that, that's the link I'll also pop in here. Just go to warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com/ultimate and you can access that. There's also a payment plan because we know that times are tough and time, you know, right now, Christmas, maybe financials are really, really tight, but you can access this and get started for like $48, right? Literally. And it's a 12-week program, so we've got you covered right the way through into January. So if you jump on that now, you can get access to our payment plan option. All right, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to be on here every Monday, as usual, motivation, giving you pep talks, helping you with certain things. Also, if you're not part of our email list, come on over, join our tribe, warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com/tribe. We send out regular stuff. We've got podcasts. We've got our support in our Facebook group because sometimes you just need a little bit of support and a kick in the butt, right? You need a cheerleader and a butt kicker, and that's my job. So I hope that was helpful. Do give us a shout out. Let us know where you are from. Let us know if you have any questions about, you know, if you're worried about your injuries, if you're worried about your fitness levels or where you're at. You can DM this page here. Myself or one of my team will help you. Or you can come over and follow me even on Instagram, Lisa_Barwise, and slide into the DMs over there. I tend to be a little bit more chatty over in Instagram, and I'll be able to help you with any sort of queries you have about your strength or how you can add kettlebells into the mix into your own training plan. Hope that was helpful, and I hope to see you all again soon.